going on, guys and gals? It's Matt here, and today I just want to do a quick little Shelby GT500 review. I've had this car for a little bit over a year now. I bought it right at the end of the winter last year. Drove it, all through the spring, the summer, and the fall. And yes, I even took it out in the winter. This is my daily driver, although I don't drive it every day. Lucky enough, fortunately for me, I work from home. Sometimes I think about, maybe talking about that a little bit, but that's for a different video. Hopefully that wind's not getting too much in the mic here. Just kind of gusted pretty hard, but just kind of want to do a little walk around here from the external to start off with. This Shelby, it comes with 19-inch wheels on the front with the Brembo brakes. You can kind of see the black calipers in there, which I've thought about painting red, but just haven't got to that yet. And then 20-inch tires on the back, actually, so it's a staggered set. The back is actually 20s and the front is 19s. So here's what it's looking like from the outside. And this is, the 2016 Shelby GT350. No, I'm just kidding, guys. It's that'd be awesome. I'd love to have that car, but they're not even being sold yet at the time of this video. So this is the 2012 Shelby GT500, and the only modifications that I've made to it are actually tinted windows. And I also changed the air filter on it. I forget which one. I think K&N. Nothing special, but I guess just by upgrading that air filter, I could tell right away it made a pretty big difference. Now the stock filter, I think, was a paper filter actually. So the car's breathing better. Lights look nice. And this thing, I actually just washed it and waxed it recently, so that paint is really looking deep and shiny. And this car gets a lot of attention on the roads. It's not like a Ferrari or something, but that's actually kind of a nice thing. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Now, my car here, let's get inside here in a minute, get this wind out of here, but I have these seats. These seats are great. These are not like the lightweight Recaros, but this is my daily driver, guys. So, I want it to be comfortable, and it is comfortable. This is a comfortable car for me. I'm 6'5", actually, so I'm tall. Now, so I thought this would be probably a better driver than, buying like a Ferrari or even like a Corvette, because, at least this has the option for back seats in the case that they're needed, which, I have only used the back seats like once or twice ever. My brother rode back there, but it's an option, as a daily driver. Currently, this is my only car, although, I've looked at getting, a truck or something. Now, you see it says low tire pressure there. I'm actually running the stock. Here, let me show you these real quick. The stock wheels, I want to talk about that first, really. The stock wheels on this car are not good, or the stock tires. These are Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar, and these are the 285/35 ZR20, and it's the same tire in the front, except it's the 19-inch version. We can take a look at it real quick. So it's a P265/40 ZR19, same Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar. So that's a 19-inch wheel on the front, 20 in the back, staggered set. I forget the width of these, but I think it's, I want to say 9.5 in the back and maybe 9.5 in the front too, but it might be 9 wide in the front. Now, the tires on this car, first and foremost, you know, I should say the tires on this car, if you're driving this car in the summer when it's hot out, and I mean hot, like the roads are hot. Let me get the seatbelt on. If the roads are hot and it's hot outside, the tires, the stock tires on this car are pretty good. So they're summer tires, but today when I'm doing this review, it says it's 64 degrees outside. That's about right. The roads aren't really that hot, so these tires are going to be slipping and sliding. You know, basically, unless the conditions are basically like perfect summer conditions, if you buy a Shelby GT500 and it has these Goodyear wheels on it, the Goodyear tires on it, you're gonna probably want to swap them out, guys. I'm gonna turn this camera around here and actually point the camera at me. I have little GoPro mounts here, and I've got another one there. We're gonna throw the camera right here. I'm gonna pull this microphone off. So, come on. All right. Hopefully that's good angle there. Now I'm just gonna talk about this car a little bit. Sorry, my hair is a little poofy and crazy right now. I haven't got a haircut in many months. Like I said, you know, I'm working from home, my own home-based business. You know, I might put a link to that below, but this video is not really about that sort of stuff. But, you know, I do get questions, you know, how do you afford a car like this? It's nothing really special, guys, you know. You know, not to brag, you know, I could buy something, you know, much better than this, but this, to me, the Shelby GT500 is like the underdog kind of car, you know. I really like to have this car on the street, and, you know, where I'm living now, you know, I see these like Ferraris and some exotic cars on the road, and to me, it's just so satisfying to know, you know, I'm driving a car that can be purchased for well under $100,000, and basically, you know, I can run basically as fast as like some of these Lamborghinis and Ferraris and stuff, you know, I see around here. And, you know, it's just kind of like, there's somebody coming here. All right, let's get on the road now, guys. I'm gonna stop rambling there a little bit. But anyway, the Shelby GT500 to me represents like the underdog. You know, if you know the legacy of Carroll Shelby, then, I mean, you already know what Shelby's all about. So to me, the Shelby is a great bang for your buck. You don't got to worry about the extreme maintenance cost of something like a Lambo or a Ferrari. And when these tires hook up, here, I'll stop talking as I accelerate here in a minute, but when the tires hook up, you're going to be pretty much, there's not going to be hardly any cars out on the road that are actually going to be faster than the Shelby GT500. And this is the 2012 model, guys. The 2013 does have an additional 100 horsepower. Now for me, let's roll. See him here slipping? And I'm not pressing on the gas hard, guys, right now. You know, every time I drive this car, I let it warm up for about 5 minutes in the garage before I start pressing on the gas pedal hard. So letting the engine warm up is good. The bad thing is the tires don't warm up while the engine's warming up. You actually need to get the car on the road and drive it for them to warm up. Anyway though, where was I at? Talking about the Shelby underdog kind of philosophy there. So the Shelby is just so rewarding and fun to drive. Like, as a daily driver, I love this car. It's awesome. Sometimes, you know, it's a little bit, it can be annoying sometimes, you know, if you're driving long distances. But as a daily driver, for the most part, this car is great. Did you feel it? Oh, obviously you didn't feel it, but the tires slid there again in second gear, so they're still warming up. These Goodyears pretty much honestly suck unless you're driving it in summer only. Believe it or not, this is actually my second pair of these tires. The pair that I bought originally with the car, you know, I thought maybe there was just something wrong with them or something, and if I got a new set they'd stick better. You know, I bought them in the fall time, so that was dumb on my part. You know, I should have definitely got all season tires or winter tires, but you know, it just, honestly for me guys, sliding around in the winter time is kind of fun, but I mean, if you're going to drive this thing in the winter time, don't drive it on summer tires. I would say at minimum it's dangerous, because like, I mean, it's 58, it says 58 degrees on the thing now. Even at like 58 degrees, these things are kind of slipping and sliding under a little bit of acceleration before they're warmed up. After they're warmed up, I mean, you'll see, well, you're gonna have to check out my other videos to see basically this car in action. So, I mean, if you really want to see this car in action and not just my thoughts on the Shelby GT500, you know, subscribe to my channel. I make new videos all the time. I try to make them entertaining, and I actually like teach people stuff about cars too at the same time. So this video is not about that, but you can browse my other videos. I've got a lot of content out there. So as a daily driver, the Shelby GT500, it's not for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. It only comes in stick shift, first of all. So if you don't like driving stick and you don't know how to drive stick, I definitely wouldn't buy this car if you've never drove a stick and you don't know how to drive stick, and you know, you just want a car that everybody thinks is cool or something. Don't buy this car. You're probably gonna end up crashing it, because most cars, you know, you gain respect for the car over time. The Shelby GT500 is a car that commands your respect right from the get-go. If you don't respect this car, there's no doubt in my mind you're gonna crash it. And I mean, you don't want to crash a car like this, guys. I mean, it's a lot of power there. You can get yourself into some serious trouble. But you know, I've been driving this car for over a year now. I've never been pulled over in it, never got a ticket in it. In fact, the last ticket I've got was for a burnout headlight in the car I had previous to this, when I was living in Atlanta, just driving through the wrong neighborhood, and apparently they don't like people that have a burnout headlight there. But you know, if you buy this car and think that you're gonna be out hot rodding it all the time, I mean, and you're not a good driver, you're probably gonna end up crashing it. You're gonna end up getting a ticket, get your license taken away or something like that. I mean, you know, I'm not the most responsible person, but you know, if you don't have any discipline, don't buy a Shelby GT500. Now on the other hand, you know, if you consider yourself a person that has discipline and respect for the car, go for it, man. Like these cars hold their value if you treat them right. And they're a blast to drive, guys. Like, you know, the tires on this thing aren't the best. Now I have been looking at some aftermarket wheels and stuff like that, but at the same time, you know, it's got me looking at motorcycles and stuff too as something else that, you know, just another way to have some fun during the daytime or the evening, whatever. But you know, I'm just here sharing some thoughts on the Shelby GT500, so I don't want to get too far off course there. We're about to get on a little bit of an on-ramp here, so I'll shut up for that, but we're going around a roundabout here in a second. Now the exhaust on this car just sounds phenomenal, man. Like the pops and crackles that you get are just so awesome to listen to. Oh, that's a truck back there. I'm like, what is that noise? So it's a great car. I mean, it's not too loud. The exhaust sounds good, but it's not like, you know, super loud exhaust all the time. So I mean, if you love the deep V8 roar, we got people in front of us. We're not gonna be able to accelerate. Nope, not at all. Check out my other videos for acceleration runs, guys. Also, I'm gonna be taking this thing to the drag strip again soon. much time is left in there? I'm looking at the time on this video. So, overall guys, the Shelby GT500 is pretty freaking awesome. If you just want a fast car for like daily driving and stuff, especially if you live in an area, I live in Indiana, we got a under-ramp coming, or underpass coming up here, so I'll crack the windows and let you guys hear the exhaust a little bit. But for a fast car that's always fast, and you know, you don't got to worry about the back end sliding out and stuff, I would not recommend this car, guys. Maybe something all-wheel drive, maybe like an Audi. I don't know, I've never drove an Audi. What's that, the Nissan too, a lot of people like. Here, I'm gonna shut up. Here comes the underpass. Downshift. Third gear. So that was a little third gear pull, not that hard. Again, guys, traction control is off. The tires are a little bit warmer there. I didn't feel them slide at all. They probably slid a little bit, but you know, this is not the kind of car, if you don't understand the tire heat and you're not like in tune with the car, honestly, if the temperature's too low, you could honestly just kick the back end out in one of those tunnels, like accelerating like that, and just crash into the wall and you're done. So I mean, if you're not respectful and disciplined enough to drive a high horsepower car like this, here comes a cop just sitting here waiting. I don't think I was going over the speed limit back there or anything, but yeah, he's staying there. So like I said, you know, try to be disciplined. You know, I have fun, I rev up the engine, let it make noise and stuff like that, but you know, I've been driving it for over a year now and no tickets, haven't been stopped or anything. And it's because, I mean, you don't want to waste a ticket on just cruising in traffic or something, if you know what I mean. Because after you get one ticket or two tickets, then you're going to be more worried about basically getting another ticket and driving it hard. So, you know, if you really want to get some good accelerations in and stuff, you know, I'd recommend doing it in an area where you know for sure there's absolutely no cops around, because this car is extremely fast when it hooks up. So I kind of want to go back and touch on, well, we're going to go up this on-ramp, so I'm going to shut up for a minute. We got a motorcycle behind us too. That's fun, but we got traffic today. I didn't get out as early. I'm actually headed to the gym right now. I go there about 4 days a week, and this is my daily driver to the gym, and boy, this is a good pre-workout supplement if I ever had one. But the 2013, guys, you know, it's got 100 more horsepower, but truthfully, if I were to get a 2013, the main reason I would want a 2013 is because the gear ratios. The first gear, and you know, I've never drove the 2013, but first gear in this car takes you up to about 40. Second gear takes you up to, I think, 70. In the 2013, first gear takes you up to 60 miles per hour. So, just like, I feel like this car doesn't need the gear ratios that it has, especially for the traction that it has. Now, you know, if I had some drag tires, some slicks on there, I could totally understand the gear ratios in this car. But as it is, guys, first gear, you're going to be just slipping and sliding basically on these stock tires, even when it's like perfect like 80 degrees outside or whatever, you know, 80, 85 degrees, when the tires are hot and sticky and the road's warm, they'll stick much better. But still, in first gear, guys, pretty much, you know, this car's 550 horsepower. They're pretty much sliding. Like, if you give it like full power in first gear, you're gonna lose traction on these Goodyear supercar tires. And truthfully, I don't understand what they were thinking putting these tires on this car, because like there's been many times where, you know, it just makes me scratch my head and wonder, like, these things don't even seem safe, like, at a lot of temperatures. So I mean, they're good for the summer, but other than that, you know, you got to get some all-season tires for this thing, or have a second car. Now, you know, I got this car as my daily driver, and it's freaking awesome. You know, I love it. But you know, I do look at other cars sometimes, just because like of how impractical it is, kind of, you know. Truthfully, you know, like you can't really fit anything in here. You know, the other day I went to the store and I wanted to buy a rebounder, you know, a mini trampoline just for the back patio, something to jump on. You know, I wanted to buy a grill. You know, you're not gonna fit that stuff in this car. Now luckily, you know, my girlfriend, she's got a mini SUV, so when we need to buy stuff like that, we can either order it online or use her car. And then for moving, you know, we hire movers and stuff. So, but this thing is just awesome. I mean, like, sometimes I'm starting to get mixed on it after driving it for like a year. I can see why people do get rid of these cars. Like, they're extremely good at what they do, like going fast. It's extremely good at that, but it's like after a while you just start to realize, like, you can't drive this thing to its full potential on the street without like basically committing crimes, you know. Like, it just feels too ridiculous after a while to be just driving this thing even close to its limits, you know. Now on the other hand, it's awesome just to, like, you know, cruising, just punch the gas a little, second gear, the tires totally spun there, but like it's fun. Like, the car just comes to life, and like it's just such like a rush, a little mini rush, you know. It's exciting to drive. So I mean, if you're looking for you want the fastest street car, you're living in conditions where, you know, you have all 4 seasons or 3 seasons, the Shelby GT500 might not be what you're looking for. But if you're looking for a good driver's guy car, a stick shift, you know, it's a stick shift, 550 horsepower, it just comes to life and it's so fun to drive. Even like when the tires are spinning, you know, some guys will, like, you know, they'll give me a little bit of crap about, like, you know, that car's not that fast. It's like, well, it's the funnest car in the world to drive, you know. It's like, you don't want to drive fast all the time, because if you do drive fast all the time, you're gonna get kicked off the street, man. The cops are gonna catch you, and you know, you're a danger to society, and like, you know, basically you're gonna be getting tickets and stuff that are so expensive you're not gonna be able to afford to drive anymore, or you're gonna get so many points on your license that, you know, you're basically just gonna get your license taken away. So I mean, if you know how to have fun responsibly, go for it. You want a fun car to drive that gets a lot of looks, turns heads, keep this thing clean, and I mean, you'll be turning heads all over. I mean, I love to take this thing out and just cruise down, you know, the strip in Carmel, Indiana, Broad Ripple, and just let that rumble, that exhaust rumble, and it's a head turner, man. You get a lot of attention, but you know, there's a reason why I got pretty much all black. You know, I didn't want to get like bright red or something to draw extra attention from the cops or something. But like, I want to say, you know, this thing, you're not going to get like Lamborghini attention driving this thing, but like for people who know their cars, you're going to get attention from people who know their cars. And like, for example, like kids, like one time, you know, I was getting gas at the gas station, and there's this young kid, he came up to me and he's like, man, that car's so awesome, this is my favorite car, and whatever video game it was he was talking about. And you know, he was so pumped up, you know, I just wanted to like take him for a ride, but you know, obviously we both had our, you know, he was with his dad, and that would have been, I don't know, I mean, it'd just be cool to like make somebody's day, you know. I think if you subscribe to my channel, I'm actually gonna probably this summer just kind of go around and maybe pick up some random people and just be like, hey man, you need a ride, and kind of surprise them with the power or something. Because I mean, this car is great, and you know, I like to share that experience with other people, which is why, you know, I make this YouTube channel, and I make these videos because I know people love it, And I mean, it's a fun car, and you know, it gets a lot of attention, but like I was saying, not like Ferrari or Lamborghini attention but you know, you don't really necessarily want that kind of attention, especially from like a daily driver. So I mean, people who know their cars, it's going to turn their heads, especially if you keep it clean. But you know, guys, trying to think of maybe some other things I can say about this car. Let me take this thing off of here. It's good, man. I like it. The gas light came on while driving. I get about 13 miles per gallon in this car the way I drive it. I don't drive it conservatively by any means. Now on the other hand, you know, I don't rev it out all the time either, but let's see what the gas mileage is here. 14.7, yeah, 14.7. So that's a little bit higher than normal. Normally, you know, I get about 13. Last night I went out for a cruise, kept it pretty mellow, so that's probably why it's kind of higher than normal. So, you know, it's got the touchscreen here. Been driving with the heat on. No wonder why it's so warm in here. But guys, it's a good car. I like it. Just thought, you know, I'd share this video with y'all and help you maybe get a better feel if you're looking to buy a Shelby or something like that. But I got to get into the gym and get this workout started. If there's anything I forgot, or you guys have more questions or anything, go ahead, leave it in the comments. You can even shoot me a message, because I like making videos like this, and I'm gonna make some more. And so whatever ideas you guys have for videos or whatever, leave it in the comments, guys. And you know, I guess now is the time where I'm going to tell you to click that subscribe button, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming out this summer because we're just starting to get into late spring. Summer's coming around the corner, and we're going to be having some fun this summer in this thing, I'll tell you that. So if you guys want to join in on that fun, click that subscribe button. Go ahead, browse around my channel for some more videos, and I can promise you, if you like this, you're gonna really like some of the other videos you see. So I'll leave you guys with that, guys. I'm gonna go hit up the gym. Today is National Bench Press Day. Monday afternoon for all you fellows out there that work out. Y'all know it's Monday is International Bench Press Day. So we'll see if we can find a bench, do some bench press, build them muscles for this muscle car.